Spike was staring outside looking at the starry night sky from the castle where he and his friends were staying. Many events happened today. Events that no pony would ever forget. Spike, Twilight Sparkle, and their friends were helping prepare a royal wedding in Canterlot for the captain of the Royal Guard, Shining Armor aka the brother of Twilight Sparkle and Princess Cadance. But the wedding was off because of an evil invasion planned by the Changelings and their evil queen. But thanks to the power of love from Shining Armor and Cadance, every pony was happy now and ready to go back to the drawing board and start preparations for the wedding again. How the only one still not happy was Spike. He was just thinking of everything that happened in the last few days. When he found out Cadance was going to be the bride, he was more than excited. He was so happy to see Twilight's old full-sitter that used to be by him when Twilight was busy. Twilight was busy reading her books and practicing her magic. Little Spike was watching and waiting for Twilight to play with him. Cadance was sitting by him. Miss Cadance asked Spike, "When is Twilight gonna play with me?" "I'm sure she will soon," said Cadance, smiling. "I hope so. I'm just so bored," said Spike. He then thought of something. "Miss Cadance," Spike asked. Asked Cadance, "Do you think the reason Twilight's always practicing magic and that she never has time to play with me is because I'm a dragon?" Cadance pulled Spike close to her. "That isn't true," said Cadance, smiling at him. "Me and Twilight both love you very much if you are or aren't a dragon." Spike smiled at Cadance. "You're my special little dragon," cooed Cadance. Spike started to yawn a little as he fell asleep in Cadance's fur. Spike was starting to think of himself being so stupid of not believing Twilight. He should have realized something was up when he first saw Cadance after such a long time. Spike was with Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Rarity. "I hope Twilight and her brother are taking it easy," said Applejack. Spike was looking at the scroll in confusion. "There's something familiar about this mi amore cadenza," Spike said. "Did someone say my name?" said a female voice. The ponies looked over and saw Cadance. The ponies bowed, but Spike was surprised. "Cadance?" said Spike, looking at her. He grinned wildly. "Cadance," Spike said happily. He ran up to Cadance and hugged her neck. Can I help you?" said Cadance, confused. Spike looked confused as he let go. "Cadance, it's me, Spike," said Spike. "You know, your special little dragon." "Whatever," said Cadance. He walked past him and asked where Shining Armor was. Spike looked a little weirded out, but how Cadance reacted to seeing him. Spike was thinking now. He remembered that night where Twilight was trying to explain that something was up with Cadance, but Spike was too busy playing with the dolls along with Pinkie Pie. As Twilight stomped off, Spike was thinking if maybe Twilight was right, maybe something was up with Cadance. Then came the wedding rehearsal. Twilight stepped in and assumed Cadance was evil. As Spike saw Cadance ran off in tears, he was starting to think Twilight was wrong. After Shining Armor explained that Cadance was stressed out, Spike now knew Cadance didn't mean to ignore him earlier. Then came the day of the wedding. He looked shocked that there was to Cadance. Then he saw the first Cadance reveal herself to be Queen of the Changelings. As he stood there watching what was happening, he felt bad about not listening to Twilight. He could have helped Twilight, but he screwed up as usual. Of course, after the battle, Twilight forgave Spike of what happened. But Spike just couldn't feel better for some reason. Then, the real Princess Cadance saw Spike looking out the window. She smiled. She remembered the little dragon that always loved to hang out with her in Twilight. She walked to Spike. "Hi, Spike," said Cadance, smiling. Spike looked at Cadance but looked away. He just wasn't sure if this was a trick. Cadance sat towards Spike and put her hoof on his shoulder. "It is me, Spike," she said. "How could I forget my special little dragon?" Cadance moved her hoof up from his shoulder to stroke his cheek, and Spike wrapped his arms around Cadance's hoof, smiling warmly. He remembered Cadance doing that, and he always felt comfort from it. He looked up at Cadance, and in a flash, Spike felt like such an idiot. He clearly saw the Changelings and their queens blasted from Canterlot. How could he not trust Cadance this time? Fresh tears formed in Spike's eyes as he began to sob in Cadance's chest fur. Cadance felt bad for the little dragon. He's been through so much and he doesn't know what to do now. She then wrapped her hooves around Spike, sharing a hug with him. She said, "Cadance, it's okay, Spike. It's okay. It's all over now. I'm here." Spike buried his face in Cadance's chest. "I'm sorry I didn't believe you at first. I'm so sorry," Spike cried. Cadance held Spike in her forelegs and began to cradle him. "Oh, Spike," said Cadance, "you will always be my special little dragon, always." Spike was calmed down as he started to doze off to sleep. Cadance smiled at Spike as she still held Spike in her arms. Twilight was watching what was going on and shed a tear, while smiling. "I can tell Spike missed you a lot," said Twilight. "Yep," said Cadance. She looked at Spike snuggling in her chest fur. "You wouldn't mind if Spike slept in my bed tonight, would you?" Cadance asked Twilight. Not at all, Twilight said, looking at Spike. He looked so peaceful being in Cadance's arms. Twilight then walked away, leaving Cadance with Spike. Cadance looked at the sky. She should get to bed, for tomorrow is preparing the wedding all over again. Before Cadance went to bed, she rocked Spike back and forth a little. Cadance placed Spike in her bed, got in bed with him. She held him close and gave him a kiss on the forehead. She then fell asleep with her special little dragon.